In the cold of winter, the pond is frozen and covered with snow. Life is quiet around the pond. Winter passes. Each day, the sun rises higher in the sky. Its warmth begins to melt the snow and ice. Spring comes to the pond. The first ducks have returned. Along the edges of the pond, skunk cabbage begins pushing its way up. Rain falls, and the last of the snow melts. Now the pond is clear of ice. With the first warm days, insects appear on the pond. Beetles swim on the surface of the water. Under the water, dragonfly nymphs that spent the winter quietly are now looking for food. If we looked with a microscope, we could see the very tiny animals that become active as the water grows warmer. On the water, ducks are searching for food. Days grow warmer. Pussy willows are budding. More birds begin arriving from the south. The pond has become an active place. Many plants are growing at the edges of the pond. Among the flowers, insects are busy searching for food. After their long winter sleep, frogs are busy searching for food too. Down among the stalks of the pond plants, many pond animals have laid their eggs. These are frog eggs. Tadpoles are growing inside the eggs, and some eggs are beginning to hatch. Fish eggs will soon hatch as the sun makes the water of the pond warmer. Inside the eggs, tiny fish are growing. Snails are clinging to underwater plants. And snail eggs are beginning to hatch. Mosquito larvae have hatched from eggs, and the little wrigglers scurry about just below the surface of the pond. By May, some of the dragonfly nymphs have changed to adults. They come out of the water and fly around the pond. There are more and more snails. Tadpoles are growing larger and looking for food. These tadpoles will eventually change into frogs that breathe air. This young salamander will live out of water when it's an adult, too. This young fish is still getting food from the yolk of its egg. This crayfish is big enough to hunt food for itself. The crayfish usually stays under the water. This is a mosquito standing on the water. Adult mosquitoes leave the pond, then return to lay still more eggs in the water. As May comes to an end, there are insects and eggs all around the pond. Spider eggs are in this little egg case on a plant stem. On the shore of the pond, there is a nest of duck eggs. A mother duck protects the hatching eggs. Nearly all the baby ducks have hatched. Baby rabbits are in their nest. Now, in late spring, many of the young animals have been born. The days continue to grow longer, and the animals continue to eat and grow in the many places they live around the pond. In the grasses near the pond, a meadow mouse looks for food. The raccoon searches for food along the shore. Toads live in damp places near the pond, but not in the water. This turtle spends some time on the shore of the pond and some in the water. The salamander stays close to the water too. And of course, fish spend all their lives in the water of the pond. The tadpoles grow legs, slowly changing into frogs. Soon they will lose their tails. Most of the ducks have flown farther north in the spring. A few remain to raise their young. Other kinds of birds visit the pond as summer approaches. With the sun at its highest point in the sky, spring ends, and summer comes to the pond.